Hey, my Pilates people, welcome to my channel, Connect and Move. My name is Jessica. Today, I'll be taking you through a classical reformer session, all levels appropriate. So I'm not sure if we'll do an inversion today, but I think we're gonna stay away from some of the standing splits and just make this a focused, intentional classical session today. Okay, so with that being said, please honor your body. You need to make adjustments for your body, length, equipment, right? Please do so, okay? Some things that you will need are your reformer box, reformer, of course, and then I have a dowel or a pole. You can use a towel, okay? Like a dish towel or something that's about shoulder width distance apart. All right, so, and then for springs, I'm gonna start with 2 mediums, a heavy and a light. Okay, I wanna go a little bit heavy for footwork. I want the feedback. I will be adjusting my springs for 100. So 2 mediums, heavy and a light. So for me, that's 2 reds, a green and a blue. Okay, so once you have all your things, headrest is in your comfortable position, foot bar is in your footwork position, let's go ahead and lie down. All right, as always, make sure that you are centered on your carriage. Turn your head from right to left. Run your hands up and up and down the mat. Always mess that up. All righty, so let's go all 10 toes on. Little Pilates V. I'm gonna make sure that I've got a solid connection with my pinky toes. So that usually means the big toes, maybe even like the second toes, are a little bit more on top of the foot bar. I'm gonna stretch my arms down and into the mat. I'm gonna roll my chest and shoulders open. So start to feel those kind of chest expansion muscles kick on. Start to stretch your tailbone away from the crown of your head, all while trying to keep the base of the ribs into the mat. All right, we do what we can. So go ahead and exhale out all of your breath here. And then on your inhale, press the carriage out. And then exhale, pull yourself home. Inhale takes you out. Exhale pulls you home. So footwork is your time to set yourself up for class. Boo-boo, already with it. So I want you to ask yourself right now, as you go out and in, are you keeping balanced weight across your toe pads? Or is there any shifting around happening? How about your pelvis, your spine, your shoulders, your arms, your neck? All right, these legs and these springs are challenging the rest of your body right now. Go ahead and drag the carriage all the way into the stopper. Come onto the arches, hip socket distance apart, or all the way together, you pick. Reach the toes up and over, but focus more on the heels reaching down and under. So just keep the carriage in for a second. And I want you to pull down on that foot bar, stretching the back of your ankles and heels, but curl the toes a little bit more. You might even get a little cramp. And now keep that energy, press the carriage out, and then drag it home. Inhale takes you out, exhale drags you home. So I know a lot of you have heard this cue before, but if I was there with you, as you're coming in to the stopper, I would pull on your ankles and your heels to really exaggerate that heels going down and under the foot bar. And then continue to ask yourself, is there any shift in my spine and pelvis? Arms are constantly pushing into the mat. Even all 10 fingers and your palms. We have 2. And the last one, come all the way in. Let's come onto the heels. Once again, either legs slightly apart or together. I want you to flex the feet. Think all 10 toes looking up to the sky. Find weight into the center of your heels. Inhale takes you out. Exhale pulls you home. And one way that you can tell, right, is my spine, pelvis shifting around, is the feedback from the mat. So does the mat feel the same when the carriage is home versus when the carriage is out? And just paying attention to that should immediately, like, geez, even me asking that question out loud, I can already feel like I stiffened up a little bit. I stabilized a little bit more. Let's do 3 and 2. On this last one, I want you to think of getting longer out through the crown of the head as you drag the carriage all the way home. All right, let's come back down to that first position. If you need to come into parallel here, right, please do you. Make sure the pinky toe is connected. And now press the carriage all the way out. And then just hold here for a second. Let the shoulders, the neck, the chest just kind of relax a little bit. And now start to feel the top of your thighs lengthen as your heels lower down and under. Now hold here. Do you still have balance weight across your toe pads, or have you shifted at all? And then lift the heels back up, keeping the top of your thighs long. Lower the heels down and under, and then lift the heels up. So once again, as you do this heel lift and lower, is the mat, is that feedback changing at all? And for me, I notice when my heels lift is where like things kind of go a little sideways if I'm not thinking about it. And also, if I didn't have a 10, 12-pound cat on me. Hey, Boobaloo. Are you on my microphone? Okay, good. They can still hear me. You've got 2. And last one. Lift the heels up, bend the knees, come all the way home. All right, go ahead and stretch your legs out long over the foot bar. Find your inner thighs. Find that also the back of the thighs or calves, whichever, are pushing down into the foot bar. Reach your arms up to the sky. I might take my time, but I want everybody to roll yourself up off of the reformer. Boobaloo. All right, so once you're up, I want you to take your heavy spring off. So that should leave you with 2 mediums and a light spring. I'm gonna drop my foot bar all the way down, and I'm gonna lie right back down. Again, make sure that you're centered. I'm gonna take my hands into my long loops today. If you need more tension, go into your short loops. We are gonna do a very kind of slow, breathing focused 100 for today. So wrap your fists around the handles or straps. Legs are zipped up, sink the ribs down into the mat. So feet are kind of resting on the foot bar for right now. Take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, we're gonna hinge at the hip, float the legs up into tabletop. Good, we're gonna do that again, right? Inhale, lower the legs down, 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 tap the foot bar, and then exhale, float the legs back up. You're trying to do this in a neutral spine, but if your back is like, not today, lady, you can always go imprint, or you just limit your range. I don't know if you can hear that shake in my voice. Good, last one here. Broad collarbone, exhale, lift back up. Now bring your knees into your chest, keeping the tailbone heavy. Lower the arms all the way down. Now, when you're here, I want you to actively punch your fist past your hips to find the sides of the neck long. Now, if it's available, I want you to curl your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. Keep your legs zipped up. Send your legs out to your working angle, and then bend the knees back in. Inhale, stretch the legs out long. Exhale, bends the knees back in. Stretch the legs out to your working angle. Find your big toe, inner ankle bone, inside of the knee, connection. Carriage doesn't move. Inhale as the arms float up a little bit. Exhale, lower them down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. So instead of vigorous pumping, it's an inhale as the arms come up, and then exhale back down. Flirt with that line of like, I think the carriage is moving, but I'm gonna reach a little bit further. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. You can always put your head down, y'all. Think of rounding into your upper back, fist forward, sternum back. 2 more, inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Now as your arms start to lift, resist the chest from dropping, resist the chest from dropping. Fold the knees into the chest. Wow, go ahead and hang up your straps. Rock and roll yourself up to a seated position. 2 medium springs. So we took the light spring off, 2 mediums. Oh, I felt my stomach on that one. All right, hands back into your long loops. Go ahead and bring your knees into your chest with control. Zip your legs up together. Lower the arms all the way down. And once again, if it's available, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up for coordination. Bend your elbows. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs out, hold. I want you to find a little bit of an internal rotation with the legs. Open the legs, close the legs. Drag the knees all the way into the chest. Bend the elbows, keep the collarbone broad. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs out. Open the legs, baby internal rotation. Close the legs. Exhale, drag the knees all the way in. Bend the elbows. Again, straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Open, close. Arms get longer as knees come in. Bend the elbows. Again, last one. Push wide, close. Drag the knees all the way in. Bend the elbows, lower down. Hang up your straps. Let's roll you up. 1 medium spring. Haven't done front rowing in a while, so let's do it. So I want you to be able to feel the shoulder blocks in your backside, but I don't want you to be jammed up in them, okay? So legs are stretched out in front of you. I'm gonna take my thumbs, I'm gonna hook them around the long loops. My palms are facing kind of at an angle, kind of at like a 45-degree angle. We're gonna play with that today. So I want you to sit up tall. If you're tight like me, it's gonna feel uncomfortably tall. All right, and now I want you to find a little pitch forward. Think of that pitch forward kind of leading from your chest a little bit. Legs are razor straight. Find that big toe, inner ankle bone inside of the knee. All right, so hold all those 1,000 things and now straighten the arms out in front of you. Now, just like we did for the 100 in coordination, I want you to think fists forward and your sternum pulling back just a bit, and then bend your elbows back in. Again, push the fists away. As your sternum goes back, you continue to grow tall. Bend the elbows back in. Keep the pitch forward. The shoulder blocks are there for feedback. So if you start to feel them more, you know you gotta lean away from them. Now hold the arms out there. You're gonna lower the arms down, keep reaching forward, tap the mat. Now lift the arms, keep reaching up, keep lifting up, and now open the arms out wide. Feel like they're pushing down into something. Bend the elbows back in. Again, we punch out. Now keep the pitch forward as the arms lower. Keep reaching, tap the mat, lift the arms. Keep the sides of the neck long as the arms go up, y'all. Open the arms out wide. The bigger the wingspan, the nicer on your neck. Last one here, elbows in, we punch out, we lower, reach for the end of the mat. We lift, open the arms out to the side, y'all. Find your armpit muscles here, push down with the arms. Awesome, all right, flex your feet. I need this stretch. Fists into the mat. Think elbows pinning back behind you. Now we're just doing kind of the same thing, but just from a low angle, right? So I'm gonna shave the mat with my fists. I'm gonna dive up and over. Think of reaching the fists below the springs. Pull your toes back, but also lift your ribs up off your thighs. Now, lift the arms up to shoulder height. Keep reaching forward and stack your spine up tall. Keep reaching forward. Now, same ending as before. Arms lift. They open out wide to the sides of the room. Woo, 2 more times. Fists into the mat, we sit up tall. Shave the mat, dive up and over. Round through the tailbone as well, y'all. Reach. Arms lift to shoulder height. Keep reaching forward as you stack your spine up tall. Don't let the carriage move. There it is. Arms lift, open, big wingspan. Fists into the mat. Whew, again, up and over. This really takes it out of me every time.
Good, now holds here. Could you guys lift the heels up higher? There it is. Arms lift. Don't let the carriage move as you stack your spine up tall, tall, tall. Find that broad collarbone here at the top, y'all. Arms lift. They open, open, open. Switch up your grip. 4 fingers in, thumb on top. Crisscross applesauce. And if this doesn't work for you, just have a soft bend to the knee with your legs out in front of you, right? No worries. So I'm gonna circle the arms around and up and forward. Thumbs and index fingers together. I'm gonna tilt my palms down towards the floor, and I'm leaning more forward than where I was before. So right now, I can barely feel the shoulder blocks, all right? Keep the palms tilting down to the floor. Bend your elbows wide. Hands come to the top of your head, and then extend the arms back out, right? I want you to exhale as you bend the elbows wide, and then inhale back out. All right, try not to let the legs, hips, spine move here. Exhale as they bend. Inhale as they stretch long. Last one here, exhale, bend wide, wide, wide. Remember, this is not a tricep press. Inhale, arms go back out. Now, can you hold the arms here? Uncross, recross your legs. Do it as gracefully as you possibly can. Arms open out wide. Soft bend to the elbows. Still have a fist with your hands. Hug your fists together. Now, when your fists are here together, I want you to think of like you've got a massive tree in front of you, right? You are trying not to touch the tree with your chest, arms, or fists, right? Now, open the arms and hug around that tree. Hug around. Don't touch it though. Don't touch it. Pull your sternum back. We open and we hug. Grow taller, 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 and open. 2 more like this. Just breathe however you want to today. Reach, reach, reach. Open. Last one here. Pull the ribs back. Pull the sternum back. Push the fists away. And then open and then lower down. Awesome. Hang up your straps. We're gonna stay on this one medium spring. We're gonna grab our box. Long ways. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and climb on for pull straps 1 and 2. If at any point when you're doing these, you don't have to use the straps. I keep forgetting that like that's an option, right? We don't have to use the straps here. So you're about mid-chest, right? Girls can be hanging off if that's more comfortable. I'm gonna choke up. I'm gonna grab high up onto my ropes without moving the carriage. Now, my legs are gonna be zipped up here and in parallel. Okay, so for me, I kind of have to think of a little bit of an internal rotation here, right? I'm also gonna imagine there's a second box behind me. I'm gonna try to like hover my legs just a hair off that second box. But when you do that, keep the pubic bone driving in towards the box to protect the low back. Now, arms are straight, gaze just stays down to start. Pull the arms down and back to the hips and hold here. Hug the arms into the center line. Make the arms so long that the neckline stretches. And now keep the openness in the neck and collarbone as the arms lower all the way down. Again, arms pulled down and back. Everything's hugging in tight. The arms, the center, the legs, and then lower everything down. One more time, arms pulled down and back. Feel like your chest is reaching forward. Fists are reaching past your knees, and then lower everything down. Take your hands to the long loops like you folded up a belt. Keep the legs energized. Arms out to a high letter T. You are barely in spring tension. You're right before the carriage is gonna open. Can you lift the arms up higher than your chest? Open up your wingspan. Just hold here for a second. Let's just breathe and live in this uncomfortable place. I want you to lead with your pinkies. Pull your arms wide and back to your hips. Roll the chest open at the top. Hold here. Are your palms facing down to the floor? Arms are straight. And now lift the arms. They go back out to that high letter T. Chest can lower down. Again, pull wide and back. Reach past your hips. Roll the chest open, y'all. Turn the palms facing down, maybe away from the carriage. And then back out to that letter T. That hit the triceps. Ooh, again. Last one here. Pull it back. Reach, reach, reach. Back out to that T. And then lower everything down. Hang up your straps. Let's step off. Ooh, that's good stuff. Gets you every time. Let's switch it to a short box now. I want you to place another spring on. So you have 2 medium springs. Grab that pole or your towel and just place it here on your carriage, right? I want you to have a seat on your box. Feet are going to hook underneath that safety strap. All right. So I want you to be seated either in the center or maybe kind of this front edge of the box, just because I want you to have some space behind the booty here. So for a lot of us, it might mean that the knees are bent, feet are on the gray platform or whatever platform you have, that's fine. But I want you to pull apart on the strap and flex your feet. Give yourself a little hug here. So arms just wrapping around your stomach. I want you to feel your tailbone curl under, like your pubic bone is lifting up to your navel, and round forward just a little bit. Keep the lift of the pubic bone up. And now take this shape back with you as you roll back. Roll back. Think of trying to get the waistband into the mat first, and then hold here on your back end. All right? A lot of times we want to lift up in one big chunk, but I want you to keep your pelvis still. Lift your chest up 1 inch. Keep your pelvis still. Lift your chest up another inch. Keep your pelvis still. Lift your chest up another inch. Woo! Keep your pelvis still. Maybe grab onto the legs. Lift the chest up 1 more inch, right? So I'm thinking of my chest coming forward, but my ribs are pulling back. And if you're like, girl, don't hold me here any longer, go ahead and just roll all the way up. We're gonna change up the arm position here, all right? So I want you holding onto your legs, all right? Hold on to them, all right? So I want you to curl the tailbone under first. Start to roll back. You might have to walk your hands down. Roll back. Keep energy out through your heels. Go back to that challenge point and hold here. All right, so your gaze is kind of at your legs, maybe the wall in front of you. Hold. Can you tilt your pelvis back towards your navel? Just 1 little inch. Now keep it there. Lift the chest up 1 inch. Keep the pelvis still. Lift the chest up 1 inch. I am with all of you right now. I'm punching you right into the low gut. I'm saying pull away from my fist as your chest comes up. Chest comes up. Chest comes up. Ooh. I do that to a lot of clients. I just felt it on myself. That was deep. That was good. I want to do that one more time. Let's get in there. Let's do it. Now, if you're feeling confident here, maybe the arms go out in front of you. That's an option too, to kind of up the ante. All right, let's do that again. Energy out through your heels. Legs are solid. Pelvis rolls back first. All right, I'm right there. I'm punching you in the low gut. Roll back, roll back, roll back. All right, so if you think about it, your upper body kind of feels a little bit like that hug. I'm pulling my sternum back. My arms are kind of reaching forward. Elbows are wide. I'm not in my neck. And now pelvis stays still. Chest up a little inch. Pelvis stays still. Chest up a little inch. So the arms are assisting you right now to find opposition. Come up another inch. Come up another inch. And then roll all the way up. All right, grab your roll down bar. You're gonna hold on about shoulder width distance apart. Wider is nicer on the neck, I personally find, so you do you. I'm gonna sit up tall with a razor flat back, and I'm gonna wiggle my hips around, and I'm just gonna find equal weight down into my butt cheeks, okay? So I'm gonna punch out through my fists. I'm gonna pull apart on the bar, but I'm gonna also think about breaking it, all right? So that should also kind of open up my neckline. Now keep all those things with the arms. Float the arms up, and then lower the arms back down. Float the arms up and then lower them down. Think roof of mouth, stacked over ribs, stacked over pelvis. Good. Now float the arms up, frame your beautiful faces. Keep the pull apart, and now hinge back with a flat back. Arms come with you. They stay by your ears if you're there, and then hinge all the way back up. Again, get taller as you go back. Taller as you go back. And then lift all the way up. Holy cannoli. Again, inhale takes you back. Exhale lifts you back up. One more here. Inhale, go back. Exhale, lifts you back up. Hold here. Find that tiny pitch forward, just like we did for rowing. I want you to inhale as you side bend over to the right, and then exhale back up. Legs don't move. Inhale over to the left, and exhale back up. I love you too, boo-boo. Inhale up and over to the right, and exhale back up and over to the left, and then back up. Now I want you to keep the pitch forward, and now twist your upper body to the right. Twist, lift, lift, keep pushing the bar up, keep pulling it apart, and then come back through center. Weight stays equal into your hips. Lift and twist to the left. Think of spiraling up at that diagonal, up, 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 and then back to center. Boy, oh boy, that feels good. Inhale as you twist, lift, 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 and then back to center. So as you twist to the left, I have to think of my left knee going forward a little bit because it wants to come back with me. And then back to center. One more time each side. Spiral up, 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 and back to center. Last one like this. Lift, 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 and back to center. Lower the arms down. Awesome. All right. So we're going to do kind of a little baby version of tree. I like to do this for myself. I think it's a nice stretch on my thigh, but it is a nice hip stretch, but it also kind of introduces you to tree in kind of a safer way. So I'm gonna keep my left foot under the strap. My right knee is gonna come into the chest. I'm also gonna scoot forward if I shimmied back. Okay, so right knee is into the chest. I'm gonna pull it in tight. If this is not nice, grab onto the back of your leg, no worries. So think of the arms as kind of like doing a hug right now. The elbows are reaching wide and forward, so my upper back is nice and open. I'm gonna roll back, roll back, roll back. Keep my left foot flexed. It might start to straighten the further I go back. Now I want you to go back to that position where you're like, okay, I'm good, what do I do next? Hold here for me. Think of sending your right hip to your left inner thigh. So hard to do. Take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, push the shin into the legs to roll yourself back up. The shin into the hands, not the legs. All right, let's do that again. I'm gonna roll my pelvis back, just like we did with round. Energy out through your heel. I'm pushing up into the strap with my left leg. Now I feel like I can go back a little bit further. Big breath in at your end range. Exhale, nod the chin if you let it fall back, and then roll yourself back up. It's also like you're half rolling like a ball, right? One more time, only 3 on each side. All right, round back. Think belly, organs, ribs, pulling away from that right thigh. Go back to that end range, make your left leg long. Exhale, roll yourself all the way up, up, up. I don't know about you, but I get a stretch on my left, on my top of my thigh, but also in my neck. Oh, because I'm using that pull. It's magical. I hope it's magical for you too. All right, square your body off, right foot under. Okay, I'm gonna push my shin or my leg into my hands. I'm pulling it in with my arms. I'm gonna roll back. Take your time. Right leg starts to straighten, energy out through your heel, push up into the strap. Oh, got a little pop. Big breath in. Exhale, roll yourself up. So remember, it's not just one chunk up. It's just like our round where we did that chest up, pelvis stable, chest up, pelvis stable. So can you find that same like deep abdominal work here? Chest up, ribs back, chest up, ribs back. One more here. Again, rock back. Shoulders down. So that's why those elbows wide and forward can really make a difference. Big breath in here at the bottom. Exhale, rock yourself all the way up. Up, up. Okay. That was fabulous. We're gonna take the box away. You don't need your towel, whatever you got. Just make sure that it's out of your way. I want your headrest to be all the way up. We are still on 2 medium springs, and I want you to place your foot bar up. Foot bar up in the middle, or sorry, your footwork position. So we're gonna get right into a plank. If you need to take your knees down to the reformer, right, you do you, okay? So your toes are gonna come into this headrest crease. Hands are gonna come onto the foot bar. If you can, I want you to go right up into a plank. Boo-boo, I don't wanna be on your hair. Heels together, toes apart. Carriage is in, so start with the carriage in. Pull apart on the foot bar just like you did with the bar. Press the carriage back, keeping the heels high. And then pull the carriage in. Feel like you're pulling your belly button past the foot bar. Inhale takes you out. Keep the neck long. And then exhale, pull you in. Think of lifting up through your upper abdominals here. So it almost feels like a little ab curl. Bring the carriage all the way in. Carefully lower the knees down. Keep the carriage in if you can. Feet go up against the shoulder blocks, meaning the carriage isn't like going out and out and out in. All right, strong connection through as much of your foot as you can. Roll the pelvis forward, find extension. Hold here. I want you to find a little bit of external rotation in those arm bones, and then really pull apart the collarbones. Now keep the shape of your spine, press the carriage out, keep the gaze kind of up, and then lift, lift, lift to bring the carriage in. Inhale takes you out. Exhale, reach the chest through the arms. When you come in, I want you to feel like you're about to back dive up and over your backside. Inhale takes you out. Exhale, lifts, lifts, lifts. Last one. Exhale, lift, lift, lift. Nod the chin. Once again, keep the carriage in. I'm gonna come up to standing. I'm gonna slide my feet down onto the mat. Now, if you're petite or you're tight, this might be a tough position. You might have to walk your feet forward in order to keep arms and legs straight. Drop your head, round your spine. So my fist again is once again at your belly. So lift up and away from my fist. Drive your heels into the mat, pull apart on the bar. Press the carriage back, keeping the rounded shape, and then pull it under you. Inhale, press out. Exhale, pull under you. Inhale out. Dig the heels down to pull under you. Inhale out. Exhale, pull under you. One more. So the more you drive down through the heels, you might even get like a calf stretch here, maybe a back stretch, all the things. Now hold the carriage in. Straighten your right leg back behind you and hold here. Challenge yourself to find straight arms and square hips. So look at yourself and see, is your left hip off to the side or is it directly over your left foot again? My right leg is parallel, so I'm not fully in arabesque, okay? Now, keep all those things, or sorry, your straight arms, straight legs, and now press the carriage back a little bit and pull it under you. So obviously now as you press the carriage back, the hip won't stay over your foot. So your left butt crease muscle, right, this is where this is coming from. 2 and 1, pull the carriage under you. Right foot down, make sure you're back at that same spot. Left leg back. Let's check some boxes here. Right hip over right foot. Left leg parallel to the floor. Both arms are straight. Inhale takes you out. We're still rounded. Exhale, pull under. Inhale out. Exhale, pull under. Inhale out. Exhale, pull under. Same kind of digging down through that heel. Oh, my left leg wants to do all kinds of funky things. We have 2. Check your neck. Last one. Pull it under you. Good. And then go ahead and carefully step off. All right. Headrest is going to stay up. We're going to stay on these 2 same springs, 2 medium springs. And we're going to have a seat on your carriage. You're going to be sitting pretty uncomfortably close for stomach massage. Okay, so uncomfortably close, your feet are gonna come up onto the foot bar, all 10 toes on, heels together, toes apart. So hands, let's just start here just to get us in the right spot. Hands on the front edge. So when the carriage is in, I'd love it if you get your head over your pelvis, right? You're obviously rounded here, okay? There's your start position. Now, take your hands back behind you onto the shoulder blocks. Ooh, I need this, I am tight today. So arms may not be straight here, that's okay. So let's just do this. Press the carriage out, go all the way out, hold here. So here's where we need to kind of get situated with your arms. Think pubic bone pointing down to the mat and chest is lifting and opening. All right, so I'm gonna try to keep this posture as I bring the carriage in. Get taller, 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 and then press right back out. Again, pull it in, get taller, 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 and back out. Let's add some breath. Exhale as you come in. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale out. Exhale, 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 inhale out. Couple more here. I lied, it might be a couple more. So hold out here for just a moment for me. How light can you get in your hands? Yeah, but still keeping your posture. Keep the lightness in your hands, and now bring the carriage home. Lift taller, lift taller, lift taller, and then right back out. Anybody else, feel your back muscles kick on. Exhale, get taller, get taller, get taller, and right back out. Last one here, I promise, of these. And back out. Hold the carriage out. Reach your arms forward. Keep the same posture, but arms are just not reaching forward. Think of them pressing down and into something. Bend your knees, pull the carriage in, get taller, 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 and then right back out. Same breath. Exhale, pull it in, inhale, back out. One more like this. Exhale, pull in, back out. Hold here, keep pushing the foot bar away. Lift and twist to the left. Open up your wingspan. Think both arms are still pressing down into an imaginary table. Arm comes back to center, pull the carriage home. Lift and twist to the right. You lift, 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 back to center. The weight stays equal in the hips, y'all. Lift and twist to the left. Heels stay lifted. Heels stay together if you can. And then back to center. Again, lift and twist to the right. Look at that right hand. Look at it, look at it, look at it. And then bring the carriage home. Again, one more time each side. It's okay to hate these. And back to center. Last one, find your upper back muscles. Lift, lift, lift. Back to center. Grab onto the foot bar. You can separate the heels, press the carriage out. Maybe do a little heel drop, heel lift. Okay. All right. So let's place your footwork springs back on. So that was the 2 mediums, heavy, and a light. Headrest. If you're okay with having it up, highly recommend having it up. So go ahead and lie down. All 10 toes are on, hip socket distance apart. Once again, make sure that pinky toe is very much at the party. Don't forget about that little guy. So just like footwork, I want you to roll the chest open, feel the tailbone stretch away, but also anchor down. And now press the carriage all the way out. Keep the head to tail length, lower your right heel under. It's a flex. And then a lift back up into those high heels, left heel lowers, and lift. So remember, as that leg is lowering down, or the heel rather, feel the top of the thigh lengthen, and lengthen, and lengthen. So how fast can you go here without shifting the pelvis? Flex, flex, flex and a point, flex and a point, flex and a point. Check your neck for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the heels, bend the knees, come all the way home. All right. Base of the arches are gonna go wide on your foot bar. And you're in a turnout because of the width here.
All right, so once again, arms are weighted down. Remember, your headrest is up, okay? So the ribs are gonna stay down into the mat for pelvic lift. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, tilt your pelvis back, find a tiny tailbone hover. When I say tiny tailbone, it's like 1 to 3 inches, but make sure the ribs are down. I feel like that's the most important part. Now, press the carriage out, keeping that little hover, and then drag the carriage in. Some days I can go legs straight. Some days I'm like, I gotta stop right there. And what's gonna stop me is if my legs go straight and my pelvis untucks and I go to more of like a neutral pelvis, that's when I know I've gone too far, right? So I gotta stay connected to my seat and my low abdominals. All right, it's that same pelvic curl that we did on the short box. I love me some pelvic lift. We got 2. And the last one. Go ahead and come all the way in, and just lengthen all the way down. Awesome. You're done. That was a lot of fun. Very focused. I wanted it to be very intentional today. I feel like this is good even if you're a seasoned practitioner. It's so good to just stop, slow things down, and kind of just really connect. I think sometimes it's very easy to want to perform and just make things very big and grand and beautiful, and that's fun. But in order to do those things, we got to connect to the right places. So I hope you enjoyed this session. I did. I got some really good work out of today. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks, y'all.